Boy oh boy, I didn't expect Assassin's Creed Shadows' final update to surprise me so much. I mean, I expected Ubisoft Quebec to quietly wrap things up and move on from Shadows, but instead, we're getting brand new gameplay features, the final piece to Shadows' story puzzle, and brand new modern day content. Thanks to Ubisoft for providing me with all the details. The things that surprised me the most wasn't even the story quest. It was a brand new gameplay feature called Domains. Domains is a brand new Animus activity, or an endgame feature created by Mod, an assassin hacker. It features trials that are designed to challenge players across 10 levels in 5 new gameplay simulations, and to beat each, we have to optimize our RPG build so we can earn the rewards. Speaking of which, here's where all the surprises got even more interesting to me. When you participate in these challenges, you will be rewarded with unique weapons and armor. Some of these items are stuff belonging to the previous games, like this helmet from Odyssey or Connor's tomahawk from Assassin's Creed 3. There are endgame gear sets, engravings, and a progression tree in this new activity. But to earn these endgame items, we need to purchase them from Mod's shop, a new dedicated vendor. And to do that, we have to spend a new in-game currency that will be unlocked by going through greater difficulties of domains. So it's kinda like that Valhalla quest added in its last expansion, where you had a specific arena and challenge set and a dedicated vendor for it. But hold on, that's not all when it comes to domains, because these new items and rewards are not sold separately in the MTX store. You have to put in the effort and earn these rewards through gameplay. So there we have it, folks. We're finally getting what I've been asking from devs all this time, rewards that are genuinely tied to the gameplay progression. I always found the addition of MTX stuff weird, because putting the sci-fi items and what they look like aside, why can't I just earn a cool looking outfit with a proper lore attached to it through a real gameplay challenge? Why do I always have to pay real money to earn them? Funny enough, exclusive rewards earned while completing dedicated challenges are what some people called impossible a year ago. Well, as you can see, these weren't impossible, we just had to ask, and the devs have heard us and finally added them to the game. Though I really want this to be the case from the next mainline game in the series since day one. I mean, do you remember how we used to hunt keys in Black Flag to unlock his special outfit, or Altair's armor in AC2? We did tons of challenges to unlock them, and in the end, that reward not only felt earned, but also became memorable. I mean, look at it. We're still talking about them. It's a way better approach than distributing color-coded gear across the map like a bunch of candy. The problem with that approach is that they start blending and they'll lose their novelty very quickly. And just as a disclaimer, all these new additions don't mean the MTX store is gone. In fact, this update is also bringing new MTX items, which I find interesting because one of the arguments I've heard for years is that rewards like these can't be tied to gameplay because MTXs are needed to fund post-launch support. Yet here we are at the very end of Shadow's life cycle, getting both challenge-based rewards and brand new MTX items at the same time. I don't even know what to say at this point. Moving on, the second most surprising addition is the final story quest called Black Tides. Interesting choice of name, given Black Flag Resync is also around the corner and sea and tides are a prominent feature in it. But I digress. Black Tide is where the Black Cross, the elite Templar group that was teased a year ago in Rufino's quest, is finally going to appear in Shadows. I guess better late than never, right? The significance of this quest is that this is another piece of Assassin's Creed lore that we've been waiting to hear from for a long time, and they're finally bringing it in a free update. I mean, sure, these sorts of narrative stuff should have been there from the start, especially since this is a single-player game. But come on, we're finally getting the Black Cross, the group created by the inner sanctum of Templars that are tasked to fight the internal corruption within the Templar ranks, and the ones tasked with finding pieces of Eden. And come to think of it, didn't they add Cassandra's Cave in an update back in 2025? And wasn't it full of Isu elements? And based on what I found, the Black Cross has multiple reasons to appear in Japan. So could it be that they want to get rid of Naoe and Yasuke for the hassles they created for them and also find a piece of Eden? I mean, the key requirements for starting this quest is to finish the main storyline, then recruit Rufino, the place where we first got teased for the eventual arrival of the Black Cross, and finally completing the Puzzlement quest, the quest where you find the Isu cave I mentioned. So if I had to connect the dots here, I think not only we're getting more Templar stuff, but maybe some Isu elements as well. And to think this is the final piece of the content we're getting, I mean, I'm really curious to see how they'll end this story. This one story edition is actually really important to me because the mystery they created surrounding the Black Cross feels like the most exciting, mysterious, and Assassin's Creed related thing they could have done in a very long time, and I'm glad it's finally here. I hope the next installments are full of these things. Speaking of nerdy, lore-related stuff, we're also receiving a new Animus rift that will finally tell us more about the guide from that eagle. Whatever that could be, I hope they finally get this story to go somewhere meaningful, because the modern day narrative has been a bit hit or miss and a bit hard to follow for me this time around. And we're also getting 2 new Animus projects which include rewards for both Shadows and Black Flag Resync, and can be progressed by completing anomalies from both games. The rewards are Black Flag themed in Shadows and Shadows themed in Black Flag, so I guess we're finally going to see that Animus hub properly in action. Definitely let me know your thoughts on this system and Ubisoft's approach toward it in the comments. So this is it, folks. Shadows' final update. It sure feels like the end of an era. And in case you have forgotten, Shadows was supposed to receive a second year of major content updates, but due to the community feedback and tons of online drama, a lot of the plans were either changed or straight up cancelled. But instead of leaving things unfinished, Ubisoft Quebec decided to go out with a bang. There's new lore stuff coming to the game, new story elements, tons of new rewards, and a new gameplay edition that drastically increases the replay value while utilizing multiple gameplay features in a way I didn't see coming. While looking at it now, it feels like Japan was a huge missed opportunity for Assassin's Creed, and I would have wanted them to continue supporting the game with major additions for at least another year. There are a lot of things that Shadows got right, and so many things that it just misunderstood about the series, or implemented in a half-baked fashion. But hey, I'm still really happy that they listened to our feedback with some of these updates. They brought so many changes and additions from parkour to gameplay challenges that even though some of them are late and should have been there since the start, it still feels like they've laid the foundation of what's to come in the future entries. Also off topic, but I couldn't stop laughing at this shot of Edward in Yasuke's outfit. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but as soon as I saw it, I remembered all the stupid drama surrounding Yasuke being black. So seeing a white samurai in that specific outfit genuinely cracked me up. I guess the online grifters will take this screenshot out of context and call it another big win. Anyway, with this being the final update of Shadows, Quebec will most likely fully put their attention to a new project, which if I had to make a guess is probably a new AC game. But do you want it to be another RPG Assassin's Creed, or should they change the approach and stick with what Mirage and soon Black Flag Resync achieved? Let me know what you think.